Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And yesterday we found out that Hinata is going to be the second meta character banner for Protectors of Peace. And a couple hours ago, because it's kind of early in the morning still, we did get the skill preview. So let's take a look at that right now. So events starting 9/9 Monday, 2 a.m. UTC. This will be the 8th for me because it is currently the 8th at 7:30 in the morning. Hinata is dark. Interesting. Kind of makes sense. She's got a dark dress on. But let's open image in new tab and we can... Oh, that's maybe a bit too zoomed in. Okay. So, I mean, she looks good. I do like this dress on her. First skill, unknown. Okay, fine. Second skill, 25 points. Applies multi-hit state to green orbs. Okay, so this is going to be almost like Commander Hinata. Because what Commander Hinata does is she applies multi-hit state to blue orbs, adding 2 attacks of a fixed percentage of damage based on the soul, and this is 2 attacks of a fixed percentage based on the soul. I believe it is 20% for each hit. So if your normal orb does 100 damage, you're going to do 2 attacks that do 20. So a total of extra 40 damage. If you're doing 100 base, which no, we're not doing 100 base. We're doing a lot more than that. And then on top of that, she stacks alt damage until the end of battle by 10%. So this should be a 10% stack for everybody, which means that between her and Masayuki, we are now double stacking alt damage. Because Masayuki, on top of his attack skill, is also... no, actually, no, who is that? Who is... no, who is stacking alt damage right now? No, no one is. Right, because Reimer gives himself 150%. Sorry, guys, it's early. I literally rolled out of bed like 5 minutes ago. Forgive me for not having all of my mental capacity there. Most of the time it's not there anyways. Okay, so this actually conflicts with Octagram Lumi now. Because if you were using Octagram Lumi for her 80% permanent alt buff, and then her 30% AoE, if you do 8 stacks of Hinata, we're going to match what Lumi's alt buff is already doing. And so by using Lumi and her combined, like, yeah, you can still add it together, but at that point you're bringing Lumi for a 30% AoE buff and that's it. Yes, I wouldn't really do that anymore. So I think Lumi is off the team now for Hinata. Yes, they can technically still work together, but oh well. Multi-hit state to Soul of Skills, green orbs. So we needed a way for us to make Masayuki reliably hit his damage cap in a turn. This does not solve the entire problem. The multi-hit state, as we found out when we used Commander Hinata, only gets us up to 24% of this 40% buff. So if we have 3 hits per orb, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, that's 15 hits. We need to hit 30 times, and that's, yeah, 24%, yeah. So we need to hit 30 times total. So we're doing almost that. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 hits. Jesus Christ, I'm not awake. 18 hits, 24% of an attack stack, which is obviously still not 40. So we are still waiting for another character to be able to do this in any way, shape, or form. What makes this maybe... I mean, you can bring the hero for her rewind, and because Masayuki allows us to use skills over and over and over again, it doesn't mean that we can reliably do 6 greens with a multi-hit on turn 4 or whatever, and then rewind turn 4.5. We can just continue to orb change and do another multi-hit 6 greens, and that would get us to the 40% cap one time, and only one time, because we can only use the rewind once. That might be a way to do it, but Hinata, she right now, just based on this, I don't know if I can call her a priority. Right? We know that Masayuki can help you do good damage, and even though you're only getting the 8% attack stack currently without this Hinata, Reamer already does a lot of damage. Like, did he need another 10% stacks? Probably not. Especially since stacking the same buff over and over and over does get you diminishing returns rather than adding a whole entirely new buff to the equation. But it's really going to depend on what this first skill is. Because if it's a big time buff, that's good for Reamer, hopefully for everybody else. She's dark, so she is not the primary single target DPS. She's a sub DPS character, and she is a single target sub DPS character. Dark physical 490, no additional ult effect, so you're not going to get anything extra from her ulting first. That was a choice. I don't know if I like that choice, but hey, it is what it is. Is she our first dark single target nuker since? No, Diablo. Diablo exists, right? Okay. Well, yeah. I right now, without knowing her first skill, she's a skip, right? The fact that you can add multi-hit states to greens really only affects Masayuki. It's cool that you can add a little bit extra chip damage on a green stacking team. Like if we use Hinata and the Overlord team, I mean, she would work. She's physical versus the Overlord's magic team. But if she's adding multi-hit states to greens and she's stacking alt damage, like that does help the rest of the team as well. Just do more damage. But like we don't have a lot of stacking green teams to begin with. And trying to put her on a burst green team, you're only going to get one, maybe two uses out of this. And yeah, the multi-hits will help you kill faster, but burst teams are meant to do a nuke fast, which means you're only going to get an extra 20%, at which case you bring fucking Octagram Lumi and do that instead. So it's really going to depend on what her first skill. Is it going to be a triple alt swap? Is she just going to be pure utility with very small damage support? Is this going to be a big time buff to help herself and other units do more damage? Or is it going to be something wild? And is it going to capitalize on the multi-hit state? These are questions that we do not have the answers to, and we will not have answers to until 23 hours and change from now. Well, 12 and 11 hours and change from now. So, overall, I think she's a pretty easy skip. Again, we don't have a lot of use for this specific skill on any other green-focused teams. That's really going to change the outcome of their builds drastically. Single target dark is cool. Yeah, I don't think this Hinata is necessary. Again, in case you haven't heard, the anniversary is October 28th. So most people should be saving their hard-earned crystals for the October 28th banner. This Hinata is a very, very good and easy representation of bait. It's Hinata. She looks good in a dress. Does Hinata have simps? Certainly. Is this skill actually useful? Yeah, probably not. Is it going to help the anniversary team? I don't have the answer to that question because we don't know what the anniversary team is and what the fuck they're going to do. But we know that they're probably going to bring some brand new gimmick into the fight that's going to make it very good. And I don't know if this multi-hit state is going to help. Or this 10% stacking alt damage is going to help. So, easy skip. You don't summon for her, especially if you don't have Masayuki. Like, if you don't have Masayuki, don't even look at the Sonata's banner. If you have Koban, like, I would honestly save it for the third banner. If you have both monthly passes, you can get up to 4 multis total in a meta. And you can use 3 of them on a singular banner, which I recommend most people use their 3 multis on the first banner, because that's Protector and Battle. This Hinata, I don't think is worth your Koban. I think you should just save your last 10 tickets for the third unit, who's going to be a water single target DPS, and might just be more useful overall than this Hinata. But again, we can't fully judge her because we do not know her second skill, we do not know her trait. I don't think we need a protection trait for Dark, so I don't really know if we're going to get that. We very well could. We could get a turn 2 protection trait for her. But it's all going to really matter and hinge on what this first skill is going to be. She's also on Protectors of Peace, Shizu's Will, and Commander, which Shizu's Will does not have a real team, and Commander is a blue-focused team. So applying multi-hit to green orbs means absolutely nothing to this Commander team, because Commander has the other Hinata, who is already doing multi-hit states to blue orbs, and she's orb changing on that skill. So, yeah, this new Hinata is not super useful for that team, and Shizu's Will doesn't even have a protector. So it's just kind of in limbo right now. But let me know what you guys think of this new Hinata. Do you like this second skill? Do you think I'm underselling it? What do you think her first skill is going to be? Let me know in the comments. But that's it for me, guys. Take it easy, and I will see you all later tonight.